Hello again everyone, Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about what is astrology. Now, astrology is a pseudoscience that is based on the theory that there is a correlation between the constellations and events and human behavior on Earth. Now, a pseudoscience is something that's below an actual science. It's not classified as a science, but it's more based on a theory that doesn't, what people believe lacks scientific evidence. It's more based on theory than anything else, and they don't feel that there is enough evidence to corroborate the things that are associated with the theory as far as astrology goes. So it lacks the science classification, and it's below that, and that's how it is classified. And it is considered a pseudoscience because the scientific experts believe that there is no irrefutable evidence that confirms the existence of astrology. Now, many people blow astrology off as a theory or a subject associated with conjecture and speculation. Now, according to Wikipedia.org, astrology has been around since at least the 2nd millennium BCE. Now, I don't think you necessarily need that irrebuttable evidence to confirm the existence of something. You could see people that believe in astrology can look in their natal charts and they see a lot of connections in their chart that correspond with their personality characteristics, their actions. Astrology has even been used to help solve criminal conundrums and mysteries and cases. I think a lot of what the astrology, the reason, at least with some people, I think are reluctant to classify as a science. I think with some people it's connected with something biblical, because in the Bible it states, I don't know the exact words, but it basically states that one shall not foster a belief in astrology, and the Bible rebukes the study of it. Well, it's interesting because, okay, I'm kind of going off on a Gemini moon tangent here, but bear with me, people. That many people do acknowledge a supreme being, creator, God. A lot of people have a wide divergence of names for the creator, an omnipotent, omniscient being. We don't see this person, but many do believe in God. I believe there is a supreme being, there is a creator, don't get me wrong, I have faith in that. But the point I'm making is that one could make an argument that there would be more tangible, something a little more tangible as far as evidence, as far as astrology goes, than even the belief in a supreme being. But yet, for some perplexing reason, that astrology has yet to become an actual classification as a science. So I think it's very interesting how that works out, though, what I was just describing. Now, as far as I think what it is too is because of the thing in the Bible saying that one shall not believe in astrology. I think a lot of people will see that as sacrilegious, and that's, with some people, that's why I think you have that apprehension and reluctance to elevate it to a scientific status. So the thing too is, what it's interesting when I talk about that astrology, I understand, and there's other reasons why it lacks that classification, because even in some higher elevated latitudes you can't calculate a natal chart. And you have there's also, what's interesting about astrology, you have a wide divergence of astrology systems. Now, Western and Vedic are two of the dominant or more popular ones that are used. Now, there is on average about a 23-degree discrepancy between planetary positions in Vedic charts in contrast to the Western charts. Now, say your moon is at 17 degrees Cancer in your, say, in your Western natal chart. Well, it would be either at or right near 24 degrees Gemini in your Vedic horoscope. Also, Western uses a round chart as opposed to Vedic, which uses a square one. A Western natal chart uses all 10 planets, where Vedic uses only 7. So but I believe I resonate more with the Western chart. I do believe that Western is more valid as opposed to Vedic. My Vedic ascendant is Aries, and I don't feel I have really any attributes or characteristics associated with that sign. But that's another thing. I do have a video, many of you may have seen it. It's entitled Western versus Vedic Astrology. So really, I just feel that astrology is a very good subject to learn about yourself, give yourself some insight into your personality, your characteristics, your weaknesses, your positive attributes. And also, astrology, as many of you know, is used to, you could use it to perhaps forecast events in your life. Those are used by with progressed charts and then transits to your natal chart. And obviously, anybody that wants to learn astrology and have their knowledge become profuse and extensive on the subject, you could always Google it. But basically, I think it's very astounding, just the many things, the nuances that are associated with this subject. And perhaps one day its classification will be elevated to an actual science instead of a pseudoscience as it stands right now. Well, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for What is Astrology. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about continuing my series on duplicated signs in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.